Think for a moment about what it is that you want. Take just a moment and think about it. This desire that you hold in your heart. Whatever it is, a job, a relationship, a better relationship, a better body, a degree, wealth, or love. Whatever it is that you want, have you stopped to ask yourself why you don't have it? You know what you want. It took you almost no time just now to think of it when you were asked. But have you ever really sat down and asked yourself why you're not richer or thinner? Why you still don't have that job or that degree? If you're like most people, you've spent your share of time wishing and hoping and blaming and excusing. If you're like most people, you've got a pile of excuses a mile high, and you've made a habit of blaming circumstances and people that are standing between you and what you want. And if you're like most people, that's as far as you'll get. But what if today could be different? What if today, not after the new year or next month or even tomorrow, today, what if today could be the day that you pushed through the excuses and the blame and stopped just wishing? What if you could go to sleep tonight knowing that today you took the first steps toward getting that relationship, toward landing that job? Well, now you're thinking to yourself, hey, that sounds great. In fact, that sounds amazing. That is, until you start to think about what those steps actually are. Until you come face to face with what you'll actually have to do to finish that degree, or lose that weight, or get that promotion. When you take the time to actually map out the steps to get from where you are to where you want to be, you immediately become aware of what it's going to cost you to get what you want. And as you think about the discipline, the sacrifice, the persistence, the humility that this desire of yours will cost, you become very aware that you could fail. When the thing that you want was just a wish on the other side of blame and excuses, it was easy and safe to think about. But now that you know the first steps, now that you've begun to define a path toward your goal, you realize that there is something else that has held you at the starting line all this time. Something else that has trapped you in an endless cycle of wishing and excusing. Whether you realize it or not, you've made it to this point many times before, and if you're like most people, this is as far as you've gotten. Because as long as you don't start anything of significance, you don't have to risk anything of significance. Because right here, at the starting point, on the path to your goal, fear holds you back. Fear leaves you wishing, excusing, and blaming. But if you are going to get that relationship or lose that weight or whatever it is that your heart is yearning for, you will have to step into that fear. You're going to have to step into that fear, and you are going to have to stay there. And once you're there, you're going to have to work. And you're going to have to take those steps and make those changes in your life, and the whole time, you will be afraid. You'll be afraid you're going to fail, afraid you'll make mistakes, afraid people will laugh at you. But here's the thing. Some people will laugh at you, and you absolutely will make mistakes. Absolutely. But as you keep after your prize, risking the mistakes, risking the laughter from those doubters, that fear will begin to subside. As you get closer and closer to what you want, that fear will steadily be replaced by hope and anticipation And as you get up every day, kick through your excuses and step into that fear and get to work on your dream, that fear that held you back will be replaced by resolve and determination. Teddy Roosevelt said that it is not the critic who counts, or how the strong man stumbled and fell, or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotion, and who spends himself in a worthy cause. If he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that he may never be one of those cold and timid souls who knew neither victory nor defeat. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Everything. You know what you want. You probably know what you need to do to get it. Now you know what's stopping you. You know what's keeping you from taking that first step. Do you want that job? Let yourself feel the fear. Take that first step. Do you want that relationship? Push through that fear and go after it. Do you want that body? Then you need to get right in the middle of that fear and get to work. Whatever it is that you want, step through the fear and start making it yours. Because as long as you are willing to push through your fear and work for your goal, you get to count yourself among the few who can call themselves achievers. And most importantly, you get to have what you want.